Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Are you?
Can't you tell?
Yes.
Hey, I'm Jen, and this is Neal, and we talk about reality TV. I take a gummy.
You're ready to go.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Skip the pleasantries.
No.
I'm from Canada.
No, he's not.
See,
Don't lie
she's
to them
revved
like
up.
that. I'm from Canada.
I'm from the United States.
We live in Canada.
Yeah.
We're in a relationship and we talk about reality TV. So much has been going on. And because of school, and I also have another job besides school, because podcasting for free doesn't pay the bills, we have been neglecting you guys so much. Now, don't get me wrong. We haven't been neglecting reality television. We've been watching it. We have the first 6 episodes of Love is Blind watched. Holy.
That might need its own thing.
Holy.
Like a whole season recap.
Please stick with us. We will. When do the new episodes come out? Tomorrow.
So
we should podcast tomorrow about the first 6 episodes.
Well, we'll have all the episodes, but we won't have the reunion because that'll come out next week.
It's really only in 2 parts?
I think because, well, how many episodes? There's usually only 10 episodes, and we've gotten 6, so that would be stupid to do 2 tomorrow and then 2 next week. And then
it's only weddings. We're at wedding. No, we're not. They haven't lived together yet.
They haven't lived together yet. So, I don't know. They kept them in the pods for far too long again.
But I thought it made better television than the last time they kept them in the pods that long. But this isn't about Love Island.
Nope.
You're probably wondering, I don't want to put it in the title. I want to be like, in the title, I want to be like, guess which show we're going to talk about. Because there's so much reality TV right now. And if you're a reality TV lover, but you haven't made time for it lately, and you haven't done something for yourself, sit down with your DVR right now and catch up on Survivor. Start watching the season. Start watching the season of The Amazing Race. If you've never watched The Challenge before, please, I'm not sponsored. Please go find The Challenge on cable or on streaming and watch the season so that it doesn't get canceled. But this episode is also not about that.
No.
It's not about any of those things.
No. What's it about?
Guys, I can no longer defend Emily.
Dun, dun, dun.
All, including Neal, and I'm saying this to Neal's face right now.
Soaking it in. You
have been right this whole time. That lady is a mess.
Now, to clarify, Emily from Real Housewives of Orange County.
No, I'm just name dropping some Emily we know in real life. And you guys are just supposed to be along for the ride. We are talking about Real Housewives of Orange County. We just watched the latest episode. What was it? Episode 13. Context, the cake baking episode. I'm sure that's all I have to say because that basically took up the whole episode. They're decorating cakes at Tamara's house.
Yes.
Holy shit. I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. So let's start at the beginning of the episode. Let me go on my Emily rant. If you don't care about teaching and you think it's really wrong, like Neal does, that she kind of exploits her family and her children who don't have a choice on television, if that bothers you and you don't want to hear about it, skip ahead. We're going to get to the literally, because everyone was cake decorating.
Let me just clarify.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
I have a problem when the kids... I'll go with minors, but now I think I've softened it to
under 14.
Yeah, high school, below high school, I don't think they should be on TV in this type of show.
As in, whether it's just a fleeting glance, period?
Period.
Okay, so you really, I see why now. I mean, I always saw why. I just always tried to defend Emily. I see why you would have an issue with her specifically making a storyline out of his issues.
Right.
And, like, his development and who he is as, like, private issues.
Very private. Very...
That your child really can't consent to because he's not cognitively developed enough. And I'm not, like, I'm saying because of his age.
And I know what her excuses would be. Oh, in case someone else has someone like this, then I can set an example.
100%.
It's already been done. Like, we don't need a woman from a Real Housewives show
who has all the resources in the world.
There's the mom that sees this that has a similar situation probably has nowhere near the privilege
That's
that you
why,
do.
As I was defending Emily, because we were scrolling on, like, Reels, and we saw the preview for, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, the wife swap. And if y'all are, like, younger millennials or Gen Z, you don't even know what wife swap is. Wife swap, but with the housewives. So basically, in normal wife swap, two wives with very different lives swap lives. So, the moral of the story is, the original families learn to appreciate how much mom does. Mom realizes that she wouldn't want any other family but hers, and we all live happily ever after. Emily is one of the 4 Real Housewives participating on, like, a celebrity Real Housewives version of Wife Swap. Interesting, and I think this would be so messy. They are not swapping with each other, which is what I thought when the episode first started. They're swapping with normal families.
Okay.
So, like, the idea that your average lower or middle class wife is going to go live in this mansion.
That makes it so much more gross. Continue.
That you were so angry that she was going to be on that. You're like, you care so much about your kids that it's a storyline, but you're going to leave them.
Like, that's her whole personality this season.
Right. But I'm telling you, the moral of the story, it's going to be that the mom, like, has an older child with autism, or, like, it's going to be something that it's going to be a learning experience for everyone. That's the only way she would do it if it was going to make herself look this good, I think.
Because you just revealed that it's swapping with normal people. This makes me feel like I don't remember which celebrity it was. It was a young female musician or actress working a shift as a cashier at Walmart, and she's giggling.
Wasn't it Lana Del Rey went to work at, like, some fast food place?
So, and that's just, everyone hates that because, look, I'm pretending to be poor. It's a bad look, and it's gross, and
like,
I hate
the existence of it, kind of. So let's just talk about it for a second. Dr. Wendy is doing it. Not surprised for a second that she would do it. Now, I will say, and now this is kind of me making a judgment call on it, I think her house, like, she's never made family turmoil a storyline. So I think her house is probably settled enough that she could do that switch. I think it's an interesting social experiment. If you don't think it's going to cause harm to your family, if you think it's either going to be a neutral or beneficial experience, why wouldn't you do it?
How'd that go for the John and Kate +8 when they got a tiny bit of fame?
I'm not talking about reality TV in general. We're way past that.
Okay.
We are fully... listen. Oh my gosh, but damn. They're a pivotal, like, landmark is the word. They are a landmark example of early reality fame and how much it can mess you up.
And that other family with, like, the 12 kids where one of the husbands is a pedophile or something.
One of the brothers, 19 kids and counting.
Yeah.
Ruined their lives. I mean, obviously, they had lives able to be ruined. John and Kate were not meant to stay together. Hopefully 19 kids and counting, he would have been, arrested anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm really into data. Like, this is going to sound like I'm really smart. Should I say it?
Yeah.
In my, like, part-time job, I am a data scientist. So, like, I love statistics. And statistics are bullshit, but I love them dearly. And I'm bad at math. Let me be very clear. I just love numbers. Like, I get statistics. I understand it. I don't remember the point of that. I was just, like, bragging about myself, which I don't do very often. Neal and I had a very long conversation today about how in high school, the only science I took, so out of the offerings being biology, chemistry, and physics, I only ever took biology. I was getting myself exactly enough science credits to graduate. There was no thought in my mind that I would be able to do a chemistry equation formula.
Yeah.
Ew, beakers?
It's crazy.
Goggles? Lab
I don't even know
coats?
if we did any experiments because we just watched Signal.
This is Neal's story.
No, this is a story for another day.
No, just the really abridged version is that he had a sub for like 2 years straight and claims that because the sub changed all the time and there was like no plan left and they weren't doing any learning and it was a science class, they would watch the 90s movie Signal over and over again.
Yes, for chemistry and physics, I had a teacher that
He's going to now tell you the unabridged version.
That had
Wait, I don't...
a major surgery each of the 2 years and was gone for 90% of the year, and we kept switching subs. And
as the school system does, rather than doing something. I
distinctly remember coming back from Christmas break. We left for Christmas break by watching the movie and came back and started watching the movie.
I quit. Are you kidding? You can't hold me hostage here with Matthew McConaughey.
A young, dapper Matthew McConaughey, I might add.
I don't care. I have my rights to freedom.
Okay, we need to get back on track.
I don't think we do. I think that's...
You haven't even started. So, Emily, you don't like her anymore because...
Oh, I saw her post on Instagram before I watched this episode. Obviously, she made the post in response to this episode. The post makes it worse. The fact that she posted the post after this episode, now that I've seen the episode, makes me dislike her even worse. So I was so ready to rant on her today. And this is coming from my day job as a teacher. But I'll circle back to why ever I was telling you being a data scientist. But, reality TV. I gotta just go there for a second. Because it's a new phenomenon, which Neal is... Oh, I thought you were pressing my pressure point between my eyes. Do I have cat fur all over me?
No, just like sleepy dust.
Ew, it's like after supper. Did I have that on my face all day?
No, definitely not.
Okay. You would be a bro, right? You would like fix me up. You wouldn't send me out of the house.
Yes.
I don't know if you would. You're not observant enough to see the shit. Okay. So many things are happening for the first time in our lives right now. You talk about setting a precedent. We don't have... These are unprecedented times.
Uncharted
How many
waters.
times did you hear that during COVID?
Unhiked mountains.
But right now, for example, I am teaching the children whose mothers were pregnant with them during COVID. So this is the first time in history we even have the capacity to study if there were psychological effects, cognitive effects, social emotional effects, academic. If anything changed by the trauma, the collective trauma that was being faced, A, while they were still inside their mothers, and then B, being raised in isolation. We're seeing that for the first time. Well, we're seeing for the first time how awful the fallout of reality TV can be, and we're just watching. Because we don't yet know how bad it can get. We don't have enough years of experience, because when we're talking about phenomena, we're talking about over hundreds of years, right? So we don't have enough reality TV fallout examples to say, you know what, actually, in 80% of the cases, it negatively impacts the person who was on reality TV. Well, then would it exist anymore? If it was 80% negative outcomes?
Yeah.
We don't know that yet.
I'm sure it will.
And that's just an example.
Yeah.
100 years from now, we're going to have studies about what watching reality TV does to you.
Yeah.
And I do it anyway, because you know what? YOLO. So, back to my Emily rant, which kind of relates, because I hope my high brain just demonstrated how intelligent I am. Neal's like, try again. So she rhymes off in this episode. I'm going to get emotional about it because I freaking care about kids or whatever. She starts rhyming off her child. I'm not going to name him. I mean, she does. He's on the screen. They're on the show. Sitting there, not eating the pizza because he has Afrid, which I shouldn't know.
Right.
Which, like, now I am totally in your
knowing
camp.
all the stuff about her kid against my will.
Yes! Not like it's shameful. Not like because it's psychological and, because it's autism, it's worse. And, we would respect it if she was showing her child with diabetes. You don't want kids on the screen for this type of show.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're totally settled in your argument. My issue is, I will not list off all of the disabilities. She has said that the counselor has said it could be autism, it could not be autism. The thing is, why do you need the label? And this is my stance as a teacher. Why do you need the label unless it's a diagnosis that you're going to get medicated for, and that's going to, change your brain?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to react and respond to the behavior. No matter, so he won't eat certain foods, he'll only eat beige foods. Why does that matter if it's just because it's Afrid, because it's ASD, or because you're going to treat the fact that he can't eat many foods. And your treatment, just like, if it's diabetes, the treatment is insulin. Sometimes the treatment does have some consistencies, which in this case would be like exposing him.
Yeah.
And there are some people get very heated about exposure therapy for children. If he's eating the rice, then just eat the rice. I'm not here to be an expert in anything, even though technically I guess I am. Me talking about me again. I just won't talk about it. The one I will talk about is that she says, so he has a learning disability. She says, I had no idea he was struggling in school because of a learning disability. Then she says, then I feel guilt because my son got to grade 4 and he can't read. How do I, as a mom, not know that, not realize that? Yeah, you know what? Maybe take some accountability. Because she goes on Instagram, and I'm going to break it down into 2 sections. I'm going to address the second section first. She talks about how a teacher never told her he struggled with reading. In a previous episode, she is crying because Shane doesn't do enough, and she goes to all the teacher meetings, and she's so involved. You're telling me his academics have never come up in a conversation from K to 4. I doubt that very much.
There's no way.
You weren't listening. It's what you weren't concerned about it because you were concerned about all the other things first. Well, all the other things maybe were getting in the way of his learning.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's important to figure out what they are. But either way, you should have been addressing the fact that he's struggling. Now, she says at the beginning of her post, he can read, he's just behind his grade level. So, the biggest rant I went on when I watched the episode was, how do you as a mother with all the resources that you have, important to say, because, I mean, some moms are working 16 hours a day. There are certain things you can and can't do. I'm not talking about them. How do you get your kid to be 9 years old and you've never heard him read? So to make the statement on television, how did he get to grade 4 and didn't know how to read? You've never opened a book with him and asked him to read something?
That's crazy. Like, I was reading Harry Potter in elementary
I got my first
school.
Harry Potter book in grade 4.
Yeah, like...
Grade 4. That's not every child. That's not the reality for every child. But you as a parent are responsible for knowing that.
She probably screened him. Just, he can watch everything instead of read it.
Yes. The one caveat I can see is that as a parent, even though she does have an older daughter, so she can't really use this argument either, but as a parent, sometimes you have no context for where your child's supposed to be. You know, like some parents are going to be like, oh, he was potty trained at 7. Isn't that normal? Because they really don't have the resources to know that that's not normal. Do I think Emily falls into that camp? No, she shouldn't. She's educated. She's a lawyer. She should be able to look back on her own childhood and know what she could and could not do. You have some baseline and parameters for how well a child should be doing. So she's full of shit saying, I didn't know he couldn't read. She backtracks on Instagram saying he can read, so like he could sit down with me and read the books that he liked and he chose, but he's behind his peers. And no teacher ever told me that. Listen, I can see if your child's behind but not too behind, it not coming up if there are all these other issues. Are we really going to be like, oh, he's in grade 4 reading at a grade 3 level?
Let's be real.
But are we going to I know you're like, I'm so bored right now with the school stuff.
Well, I have
I know, but let me just finish my sentence. Are you really going to have that a topic of conversation if he's in grade 4 reading at a grade 3 level, which is like, you can help him catch up easily? Is that going to be the topic of conversation when mom's sitting down being like, he has Afrid and he only eats rice and it's from Trader Joe's and it really has to be from Trader Joe's, which is a real thing, by the way. Kids who have these food issues, they know if you've pretended. You can't make French fries in the oven and put them in a McDonald's container.
Dogs can know, humans can know.
Absolutely. So I'm not saying anything about that. But when mom comes down and sits and talks about, and I think he has autism and he has ADHD, and she probably starts spewing about how Shane's not involved and doesn't, like, I don't think it comes up. So for her to be like, well, that explains all of his struggles at school, a learning disability. No. How can you learn if you're hungry and you're anxious and you're uncomfortable and you have these sensory needs that you can't get met? He's not struggling in school because he has a learning disability. He's not struggling in school because teachers didn't tell you he was reading a grade level behind. Grow up. Okay, I'm done.
My point is, the husband's probably the one going to all these meetings. Let's be real.
No, I think she was crying about the fact that he wasn't at all.
But, I mean,
he works.
In today's episode, she says he's so much more engaged with Luke than I am. So, like, he's probably the one getting all of this information.
Could be.
And she's on reality TV. She's on vacation every episode. She's on a wife swap show. How engaged are you with these kids, honestly?
Damn, you're right.
Like, there's only so many days in the week, hours in the day. Like, you're always fighting with someone in the group, so that's got to take a mental toll on you. I don't know. I'm not a fan of her. I don't feel like I should know any of this about her children. She shouldn't be blaming teachers. But no one in society blames themselves anymore, so...
Right.
Which
Preach, brother.
is why no one wants to be a teacher or a worker in general that has to deal with people.
Someone's got to do it.
But
Sorry, guys, I'm eating nuggets.
We went to the the cake decorating party at Tamara's. Emily immediately starts fighting with Tamara because she tells Tamara the truth that no one can trust Tamara with personal information because then she'll just use it against you later on. Tamara gets insulted.
And storms upstairs in her own home.
So,
which, I mean, I guess is more normal than storming upstairs in someone else's home.
Yeah,
or, like, left
true.
Emily downstairs with the cake decorator.
There's just a cavalcade of fights. It really did feel like a season finale. Like,
There's that much fighting. I agree.
everyone was fighting with Tamra. And then, well, besides Gina was fighting with Heather over something really stupid. Like, Heather, you're not...
By the end of the night, they also have both fought with Tamara.
Yes. Everybody but Shannon fought with Tamara because Shannon's just in the background making snide comments about how shitty Tamara is.
Also, Gina has the best quips, and I think she's putting it on purpose. Like, I think she's trying to be funny on purpose.
Don't cancel the show.
Which I feel like she feels like she's the funny friend. Which is, like, let's just sidebar him real quickly. Be like, explain this side situation. Heather's offended because Shannon mentioned at the group gathering that Heather was doing improv, like comedy classes. And they were all like, oh, I don't see Heather as being a comedian. And she's like, I was on a sitcom, and gets offended. Which, like, fair enough. All of her guest spots have been on sitcoms, so, like, it kind of is a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, tell us weren't you sitting in the audience for it? Is that out? No, not yet. Welcome to Derry.
October 26th.
That's so close to my birthday. Guys, happy October.
Halloween. Yeah. October. Everybody's fighting. And
where to begin?
Tamara's meeting with Katie to get clarity on Gretchen telling Katie about being drugged.
Where would Katie have come up with that?
Exactly. That's...
Obviously, Gretchen told her.
And whoever said it was right. Gretchen and Katie, they don't lie. They genuinely believe what they're saying is true.
Yes.
Because they're delusional.
Right. And she's like, oh, so she's a sociopath? No, I don't think they're necessarily sociopaths. I think they are pathological liars, maybe. Not that I can diagnose them. Oh, it's my last nugget.
Ugh. I'm not a nugget eater.
I'll put it away until you're not looking at me. Sorry.
Well, after this, I'm going to go make my food, so...
Okay.
You can eat your nug.
Guys, do you think it's weird that sometimes we make our own meals?
No.
That's a weird thing for a couple to do. I just like takeout more than Neal does, so I get it more than he does. And so then he has to make his own food. And then also sometimes I just like... Usually it's because of me. Like, even if it's not takeout, like, I just want a sandwich.
You know...
I'm not a picky eater.
No, I'm a picky eater.
I don't like waiting for my food. I like to come home and already have it. And that's that on that. Back to the fights. So... Emily tells Tamara, comes early to tell Tamara, like we said. Tamara sulks away. Emily says, me and Heather both said we would trust you the least. Because I would be afraid that if I told you something personal and we got in a fight, you would use it against me. That's just a friend being really honest with someone based on their past behaviors. A healed Tamara, a Tamara who's even trying to tiptoe towards healing, would have heard that and digested that. The best thing Heather does all night is say, you're upset, we're not getting anywhere, let's talk about this another day.
Yeah. But then they didn't. Tamara just... I'm sorry, I'm going to complain. I know one of her friends has cancer. I don't know if she's better or worse at this point. I don't either. I think she's doing podcasts with people.
I've Well, she and Tamara have a podcast together.
Okay, so
That's why they're so
she
close.
has to stop using it as an excuse every time someone says anything.
Like, listen to this sentence. Does it make sense? I can't believe you would say that you feel like you can't trust me with your feelings because I've exploited other people's feelings in the past. How dare you say that to me? My friend has cancer.
Right.
Huh? Do you hear that? Did you have any involvement? Do you do anything wrong? Someone is looking at you and telling you, here is something that makes being a friend to you, of yours, difficult. And you start crying, which I did not see a tear all episode long. Tamara playing the victim was almost too much for me today.
Oh,
she
man.
quit and quit again. That's when most of the girls were like, forget this. Like, she does this every time. Oh, she's going to quit.
And then, spoiler alert, she's on the preview for the next episode. She didn't quit.
Right, but she really is going to go talk to Katie. Which Emily, of course, uses that opportunity to turn it around. Oh, God,
Don't even get me started.
There was so much going after each other this episode.
She really harmed my children.
Right, how dare you sit down and talk to Katie was Emily's thing. Do I think she's actually that offended? Yeah, I do. I think that's how self-important they all are, that she's actually that offended. Do I also think Emily is playing it up so that Tamara can no longer play the victim? Ha ha, joke's on you. She rides the victim train to the end of the episode. She says it again. She says, when Heather is like, let's talk about this another time, like, we're gonna leave, I'm gonna leave. Tamara looks at her and says, have a good season. Okay, like, get her out of here. You too, wherever you are, not on this show.
Yeah.
But it seems like, all this to say, if you've stuck with us this far, if you have watched the preview for the next episode, Gretchen Wright might really be a match for Tamara. Because I think there is some darkness inside of her.
Yeah.
Of Gretchen. I think they brought Alexis in last season to try and be that. I think Tamara and Alexis are maybe actually good right now. I think Tamara, commented on the picture because for those who do not know, Alexis used to be on the show, left. They brought her back. She was a one-season return wonder. She was engaged to Shannon Bedore's ex, John Jansen. There's the door, Shannon Bedore.
She was basically useless.
Yeah, she was supposed to be more of an issue for Shannon, so it got boring because Shannon has not been a fixture of, she's not, or a focal point, I should say, of many episodes, hey.
No, really, she's been in the back. Again, she's in the background making petty comments.
But then, I like her that way.
Yeah.
So, don't get a DUI. Get your drinking under control, Shannon, so we can love you.
I mean, once
we want to.
They were done with Katie's plot line.
Right, because Shannon was the focal for so long because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, she videotaped me. And Alexis had the video that would ruin Shannon's life. Yeah, so that was really to take down Shannon. This Gretchen versus Tamara is much more interesting in some ways, and then in other ways, I'm completely over it. Get her off my screen now. If Gretchen has to go because Tamara goes, then bye, Gretchen. No, I would lose her easily if it meant Tamara would go. If they both just quit. I don't know why that would be the only...
I mean, without Tamara, they wouldn't have a show this half of the season. It would be Beverly Hills. There's nothing to really talk about. You're
right. Beverly Hills was boring.
Yeah.
And this was not boring.
No.
So you think we... Did I just hear a cat meow outside?
No, it was a crow.
Oh, I like crows too. Not enough to open the blinds while we're in the middle of a podcast, though. Guys, give us ideas for, renovating our home. You're like, that's super vague. I have no design style. Accent walls? Do people still do accent walls? Am I 100? I live in an old house. There's stucco on the ceiling. There's only so much I can do.
I actually like it.
Do you really?
I do, yeah. I mean, I would never buy a house in the future that would have it, but I've come to appreciate.
You would never buy a house in the future that had it?
Yes. No, that's a lie. I probably would if the house was cool. But like I've grown to
most of the houses we can afford in any of the states we would look to move to, there would be this on the ceiling.
Stucco.
We call it popcorn ceiling. Where I'm from. Is that what you guys call it?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, popcorn ceiling. Because usually it's like spackle and it's like pointy. We don't have any of that really. It's all swirly. I don't mind the swirly designs. Because they're flat. Yeah. Whoa, guys, where am I?
I think we're done.
I want Tamara to quit and actually quit.
I think there should be a rule. If you threaten to leave the show twice in a season or more, you're automatically kicked off.
Amazing. There'd be so many housewives who'd be out. Or you're like on probation. It's like you get paid less. You get thrown out for a few episodes. Well, that's like, how does Katie's contract work? Like, does she get paid her full amount?
Oh, 100%.
Right? Definitely, because it was their choice.
She's going to be on the reunion. Like, she's still a part of the show.
Is she going to be on the reunion?
She said it multiple times. She's expecting an apology from a bunch of them.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait. Okay, guys, keep watching. Holy moly. Sorry I got on my soapbox. Sorry I, talked about how awesome I was for probably 5 minutes straight.
You're being so Canadian right now.
And...
Sorry.
Sorry. That's how I say
Sorry,
it.
guys.
Sorry. Stop. Say the word.
Sorry.
What even vowel is that?
I'm from Chicago, so of course I say sorry.
Sorry. I don't think you're supposed to open your mouth that big either. Sorry.
Like I'm using a saw.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry. Okay, guys, please thank you for watching.
Yes.
Please watch again. There's nothing for you to see. Please listen. Please listen again. Please like again. Please comment again. And please come again.
Bye.